What's going on, guys? It's Zoe with No Days Off DFS here to bring you that Thursday night football breakdown for the Bears taking on the Washington Commanders. We got another crazy Thursday night primetime game. Hopefully this game will be a decent game. I know we have not had the best luck with our primetime games lately. They've all been either blowouts, crazy defensive games, or just straight crap. So hopefully the NFL, I know that on paper, this looks like it's going to be a crappy game because the Bears are legit horrible, but this is probably where we actually get to see something crazy happen, and the Bears come out and they get a win going up against the Washington Commanders, who have actually played really well to start the season. So if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss any of the content that we're rolling out. It is free. Just smack that subscribe button. It means a lot for the support that you guys give. And drop a like on this video if it helps you in any way, shape, or form. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content that we're putting out. We got NBA preseason that's finally started up, and dropping videos for that. Dropped a video already for the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves playing out there in Abu Dhabi. So check that out if you guys haven't done so already, if you guys are looking for some content for that. And definitely if you guys want to see my player pool, my cores and stuff that I will be putting up for the NBA preseason, also for my NFL cores, everything that I play, I will put a core up. One thing that I'm not putting cores up for yet is soccer, which I've gotten into over the past couple of days. We got some really great content providers over here at No Days Off, Easy, and my boy Ram. They have been helping me with my soccer stuff, and every day I've played, I have cashed in soccer. So big shout outs to them. If you guys haven't seen any of their breakdowns and stuff like that, take a look out for that. Check out Easy's channel as well. I'll try to link that down in the description below so you guys can get that right there. It's one of those niche sports, and it works. Honestly, just paying attention to what other people say about these sports and stuff like that, and it's something that you don't have knowledge in right out the gate. It really helps a lot to just, listen to their takes and stuff like that. And it helps. I really just think it helps, makes people better, DFS bettors and things like that. But all right, kind of went down a little bit of a rabbit hole. Anyway, going back to NBA preseason, definitely check out that content. If you guys want to see that, check the link down in the description below for the Patreon. I'll be posting everything for my stuff up there for the NBA preseason as it continues to go. Props, player pools, and cores for that. Same thing like I do for the NFL and college football. So definitely check that stuff out. All right, going into today's slate, this one, like I said, hopefully this will be the game that just shocks everybody, and it's actually going to be a good game. It's not going to be something crazy where it's going to be a Washington Commanders domination and the Bears are just completely struggling once again type script. Hopefully we get to see some offense. Fields, he can get it going, passing it down the field, building off of what he did last week, scramble a little bit, run, maybe get us a rushing touchdown, something like that. Just give us something to actually look forward to and not be a defense-heavy Washington Commanders get 2 pick six. Justin Fields gets sacked 12 times, beats out what Daniel Jones got sacked on Monday type thing. Like, just give us something good. That's all I'm asking for on this Thursday slate, please. All right, so going over to it, I'm going to start with just going over the players that really just got my eye on, things like that we can go to. Then I'm going to talk some game theory, game scripts, and how we can build. If you guys don't know, I play on DraftKings. This is my site that I play the most on, the site that has honestly been printing this money throughout the WNBA season. Going to be printing this money for the NBA season, hockey season, whenever we really get started and going with that. And definitely the football season, we've been just cashing out, breaking even. Haven't had that big win yet, but we do know that big win is going to come. I'm not going to say I'm going to take down the 500K to first, but I'll take that 500K, and you guys will know if I take it down because you won't see me for like 2 weeks. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go take a little vacation or something like that. Nah, I probably would just buy a house or something. What would you guys do if you won this 500K? What would you guys do if you actually won that big? I know that we owe quite a bit in taxes, so in all reality, you're probably getting like $240,000 out the gate, or maybe probably might be 300 something thousand that you would actually get after you pay taxes on that amount. But what would you guys do? What would be your purchase? What would you actually want to go and do? Let me know that down in the comment section. I'm actually interested to see what other people would actually do with a big lump, life-changing money like that, because that is honestly life-changing money to be able to win and have that at your disposal. All right, going to it. Justin Fields, of course, he's in play. Dual threat quarterback, can definitely use his legs, can run. Only one real, I'm going to say this one game is bad. I know 16 fantasy points is but for a quarterback, decent, has some rushing upside, things like that. This game going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, who have an actual decent defense this year. I know a lot of people were thinking that the Chiefs coming out is going to be the same thing like last year. You could pass on them. You could do whatever you want. It's going to be a shootout type game. No. Chiefs have stepped up on the defensive side. They've been really good, and that's actually just led to some pretty subpar games from opposing quarterbacks going up against them. But Fields, 32.9 fantasy points in that last game going up against the Denver Broncos. I believe he's going to build on that. He's going to come out here. He's going to be able to pass, connect with Darnell Mooney, connect with Moore. Go ahead, find his boy Cole Kmet. He's going to have a really good game. He's going to actually rush a little bit, and he's going to get us that rushing touchdown today. That's what's going to happen. I'm also going to say no interception today. Fields is not throwing an interception. He's throwing an interception in every single game this season. He's not getting one today. It's going to be a clean game for Justin Fields. Someone else is going to fumble. Someone else is going to fuck it up. It's not going to be Fields. Fields, clean game today. But Fields, of course, definitely got him floor pretty safe. Definitely a play that you want to have, especially in cash games. And then, of course, his receivers and Moore, Kmet, Mooney, all these guys are definitely going to be in play going up with Fields. Definitely stacking options you can go to. Moore, he is the wide receiver 1. Not a bad option. Has pretty much really just, building that connection, building that chemistry. Touchdown in back-to-back games. Possibly can have a touchdown here in this one as well. Cole Kmet really is more of the safety blanket, the guy that Fields looks to quite a bit. Popped off for 27.6 fantasy points in that last game. 2 tutties going up against the Denver Broncos last game. I'm not going to expect another 2 touchdown game, but just understand Cole is looked at a lot when they get into the red zone. A lot. He is Justin Fields' number 1 target whenever they make it into the red zone. He is the red zone threat. So Cole definitely got some interest in him once again here. Just the usage and everything for him. And then Darnell Mooney. I know that he's been subpar so far this season. Only 2 games where he's really only 2 games where he's actually had a little something going on. 15 and 9 fantasy points. Again, I'm expecting for them to be able to build off of what they did playing up against the Denver Broncos in that last game. So Mooney will definitely have some interest in him as well. Let me click on flex so we're not confused with the pricing. Outside of that, it's been a split backfield between Khalil Hubbard. I know he popped off last game, but remember playing up against the Denver Broncos, they're like the second worst rush defensive team. So it makes sense why he was actually able to go out there and have that pretty decent game. But he is splitting touches with Roscoe out there in the backfield. The attempts, they're not really all there for him. Eventually, I think he will take over in the backfield. But right now, he's going to be more of the GPP play because he could possibly rip one off to the house, or maybe they might decide to give him a goal line touch or something like that. And then, but Hubbard, he's going to be the main back. He is seeing more of the snaps and everything, but it's a decent split in regards to the rush attempts at the beginning. I know last game that was like the most that he's gotten so far in the season in regards to the 18 that he had, but still Johnson, he is mixed in and in there with them. Now, outside of that, not really going to mess with the Bears defense. I will definitely have some interest in Santos, especially for my Justin Fields stack that I'm looking at, because whenever you're playing the quarterback and running it back with a couple of receivers, you definitely want to look at playing the kicker just to get all of the points that you can actually get. That's some positive correlation that you can take from that right there for them. Now, coming out here to some of these other cheapy wide receivers, things like that, I honestly do not have any interest in any of them, simply for the fact that for Fields, it legit is his first option, maybe his second option, scramble or get sacked. That has been what it is for Fields right now. He's not really looking all over the place, looking at his wide receiver 4 or things like that, even whenever they're coming in on the field or anything. So I'm not going to really mess with any of these cheapy pieces down here for the Bears. It's just going to be those main guys that I'm going to just try to fit in, mix around and things like that. I might just try to get different going over here on the Washington side and see if I can't get some value or something like that from these guys. Now, going over here to Washington, I will tell you the lock of the day, lock play that you should have in more than likely your flex spot, possibly could be a captain MVP type play over there on FanDuel, and in that one is going to be Sam Howell. Every single quarterback that has played going up against the Chicago Bears has scored 20-plus fantasy points in every single game. Every game. I know we've only played, 4 games so far this season, but still, that is very well. And Sam Howell, who has been playing very good so far this season, 17-21 down game and going up against Buffalo. It's Buffalo, pretty good defense, pretty good team. And then 19 fantasy points, so I'm going to throw out that Buffalo game. And he did that, the 19.6 fantasy points. Took them into overtime in that game against Philly. That's good. And Philly has a really good defense. They are good. Against the Arizona Cardinals, they came out, kind of shocked everybody in regards to the Cardinals with their defense and how they played. 17 fantasy points there, and then going up against Denver Broncos, we already talked about it. They are trash, and dropped 21.26 fantasy points. I will tell you right now, the Broncos being on the main slate, the Bears being on the main slate, I will more than likely have the quarterback going up against that team as my cash play every single week, unless they're like outrageously priced. They will more than likely be my cash play. That's definitely one of those trends that we can go ahead and take now, early in the season, to get ready for later on in the season as we go. But Sam Howell, definitely just lock him in. I don't see any way how he doesn't at least get you 15 to 20 fantasy points here on today's slate. That's just straight up. And actually, let's look over here on FanDuel, see what they got. Howell, they got him sitting at 16.5 fantasy score. I would actually take the over on that, just straight out of the gate. Like I said, every quarterback that has gone up against the Bears has scored over 20 fantasy points. Sam Howell, with the weapons that he has at his disposal, I don't see how he does not get there for that today. Now, the only way that he doesn't get there, let me go ahead and backtrack on that. Only way he doesn't get there, that would be if Robinson Jr., who has the best matchup out of everybody on the slate today. We already know running backs going up against the Bears. It's been cash money. Every running back has scored over 25 fantasy points going up against them. Actually, Robinson Jr., what do they have his fantasy score sitting at? They got it at 12.5. I know this was a taco yesterday at 7.5. So if you got that yesterday, really good. Don't mind taking that 12.5 because it's going to either. So what I would do if I'm playing a power 2, I take Howell as one, pair him up with something maybe like Justin Fields pass attempts because I feel like he's going to have to pass in this game or something like that. And then play that as a power 2, and then you could run another one with Robinson Jr. as your second one, that 12.5 over, because I can see him getting into the end zone and definitely getting the rushing yards. He's going to get the rushing yards. Like, that's guaranteed. The Bears cannot stop the run game at all, unless this is the game that they turn around magically somehow. But definitely Robinson Jr., he has some pass upside as well. I know that Gibson, he's waiting back there in the wind, waiting to get his chance to be able to take off again. Gibson was technically the starting running back last season. Really, the attempts, they're somewhat there. The targets, they're there, so he has the upside. We know he's going to be eating into it, but this is Robinson Jr.'s show right now, and he is honestly more than likely your cash game captain player of today's slate. A lot of people are going to be trying to jam him in right there. McLaurin at 10-2, kind of don't mind that. Dotson be the other guy I really don't mind. Samuel, honestly, all the receivers for the Commanders, don't mind any of them. The only one I'm not going to have an interest in is going to be Logan Thomas. I'm sorry. I don't have any interest in him. I know that he's sitting here. He gets a couple of targets, possibly could trip into the end zone, but at 5'2", I don't like that. We really don't like his price right there. And then I'm going to fade the Commanders defense because, like I said, I don't expect Justin Fields to get the interception. I'm going against the grain. Justin Fields not throwing an interception. They're not going to cover a fumble from anybody. They're not going to get a pick six. They're not going to run one in to the end zone. It's not going to happen. Defense this week will be subpar. Points will be scored in this game today. That's the stance that I'm going to take, and that's where I'm going to go with that on today's slate. And since I'm fading Logan Thomas, I don't mind coming out here to Bates. He is technically their tight end too, so some interest in there. You possibly hope for the touchdown upside from him. He's sitting here at a little lowly 400, and I really don't have too much interest in any of these other like down here plays or anything like that. So really it's kind of a condensed player pool for me on today's slate, which I will put that up on the Patreon, so check that out. That probably will be going up sometime in the afternoon on today, whenever I just finish hammering some stuff out and finish doing some chores and stuff around the house. All right, so now let's toss roster construction. So now for your cash game play, straight up out the gate, I'm telling you right now, cash game, Robinson, he's more likely going to be your most owned cash player, most owned play on the slate, sitting here at the captain position. And then outside of that, you're going to want to just go ahead and play both of the quarterbacks. Boom, there goes your cash score. Find your value, come down here, play one of these value guys down here that you can get. Maybe go with a kicker, something like that. Go with Mooney to pair him up with Fields, something of that sort. Run one of the kickers, and then maybe see what you have left over for if you can get up to, a Samuel, or maybe possibly up here to one of these other Washington Commander wide receivers if you can, or maybe you can get up to Curtis Samuels. I'm not going to go ahead and finish building that all the way up. Now, GPP-wise, as we see, it's $500K to first. I don't know about you guys, but I want to take down first if I can, especially in this contest. But if not this contest, I definitely want to just take down first, period, or something like that. $500K, that's life-changing money. And honestly, like, what would you guys do with $500K? I know you don't get the full $500K if you win it, but at the end of the day, what would you actually do with, I want to say, it'd be probably maybe like $300-something thousand that you would get. What would you do? I have some ideas of what I would do, but I'm definitely interested. Tell me down in the comment section what you guys would do with that. Really interesting thing to just discuss. But at the captain MVP spot, I think that we can get a little bit different. Maybe go with a Justin Fields for the upside possibility that I think that he might be able to actually have taken over what he did last week. I think he has the highest ceiling on today. Robinson, his floor is pretty safe just because of the matchup and everything, but Fields, the ceiling is there, especially if he can unlock what he can do with his legs. That's the biggest thing that's been missing for him throughout the weeks. Really just hope that they actually just let him cut loose, run some more design runs for him, let him run one into the end zone, let him sling it around a little bit. He's going to be under pressure going up against this Washington defense. They got a really good pass rush, and in that sense, I really feel like Kmet definitely going to be in play for me, 6,400. I know he's one of his favorite targets. Like I said earlier, he is the red zone threat for them. Definitely don't mind going to Kmet more. He's just a little bit too much for me here in this spot. Really don't think I'm going to be able to pair him up. And then definitely might be looking at, not even might, we'll definitely be running it back with Santos would be another play I'd go ahead and pair in there. So really a different way that you can get a little different here on the slate in regards to what you can run at that captain spot. But Yeah, I like it. Definitely think that it's an option, it's a possibility, something that we can actually do just to really get different on today's slate, just to go ahead and try to take down that first. But that's gonna be the breakdown ish for me today. If you guys are looking for the cores, everything else that I'm going to put out, check the Discord link. And then if we're talking props, I kind of talked about a couple of them already, but Sam Howell, I like his fantasy score. Robinson Jr., love the fantasy score. Both of these guys, I don't see how they don't get here on today's slate. Won't be playing them together necessarily. I will look for a different correlated slip whenever I do try to make a correlation slip for later on today. But pass attempts, 27.5, Justin Fields. He's gone over that 3 out of his 4 games so far on the season. And the Washington Commanders have allowed every single quarterback that they have faced so far this season to go over that. I'm pretty sure on that one, if I'm not mistaken. Rushing yards, Brian Robinson, we already just talked about it. Every running back that's gone up against him has clips over 100 rushing yards. He's done that, 2 out of the 4 games that they have played so far this season. So this is just another prime spot. I don't see how he does not go over that, especially if he's going to at least give me 14, 15 rush attempts. There's no way he doesn't get that. Bears run defense is putrid. It's sorry. It is trash. So that's just, it kind of seems just too easy whenever you're looking at it. If we're looking at receiving yards, Terry McLaurin, I do have some interest in the over for him here in this position. And then Cole Kmet, 32.5. Like I said, he's a favorite target. I'm expecting maybe some really good short passes. I'm gonna have to look more and see which wide receiver plays more out the slot. I'm probably sure that's gonna be more. I'm pretty sure Mooney is more the downfield threat, if I'm not mistaken, for these guys. So but Terry McLaurin and Cole Kmet would be the 2 that I would look to for receiving yards out there. And then if we want one, do they have punts up yet? Let's see, what are the punts sitting at? Don't mind looking at the punts for the Chicago Bears, just because we know that they definitely can punt quite a bit, especially if it's going to be a decent defensive game. But that would be for a different game script, not necessarily something that I'm favoring or looking to necessarily on the slate. Pass completions, not really too much here. Passing yards, I'll take a stab at Justin Fields for over the 193.5 passing yards, but my favorite one is going to be his pass attempts at that 27.5. I would take that before anything. So you definitely got some options you can run. Justin Fields, run that back with Sam Howell for his fantasy score, Justin Fields and Brian Robinson for the fantasy score, those right there, or run some of the receivers that receiving yards that we just talked about in Cole Kmet and Terry McLaurin. But those would be some of the plays that I would definitely be on over here on the Prize Picks. And if you guys don't got an account, check the link down in the description below so you guys can get that deposit match bonus and join me over here on Prize Picks and also over here on the DraftKings. That's gonna be it for me today, guys. Hopefully you guys do cash out. Video helps you guys out. Make sure you guys drop that like on the video and subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. I will see you guys later. Peace.